this is how I am with most of my friendships, is like just like the most transparent honesty. Like if I say something that upsets you, vice versa. If you do not agree with something I say, there cannot be, we are serving like a bigger picture here, and our friendship will sustain this no matter what happens.
Hey, I'm Lindsay Stidham, and you are watching First Five, or maybe listening to First Five, where we dig into the first 5 pages of a famous screenplay or a work in progress or an indie movie that's already out there, and we find the hook of the screenplay in those first 5 pages, and we chat about it. And today I'm so excited to have my friend Brooke Trantor here. Hello, welcome.
Hello, darling. Welcome.
Yeah.
Great to be here.
Yeah, I'm so glad you're here. And we're going to dig into a short film. You're our first short film, actually, which is really exciting to me because we both make shorts, and that's how we met.
Yeah.
Through making some shorts and screening at the fantastic Dances with Films that I want to shout out.
Oh, definitely.
If you're in the LA or New York area, you can attend Dances with Films, submit to Dances with Films if you're a filmmaker yourself, and truly a fantastic festival that supports independent film in like the best way. And I wanted to start by asking you 5 facts about yourself since it's First Five.
Okay, great. I love it. First, I am originally from the Midwest, South Chicago, Quincy, Illinois, small town. A lot of artists have come from there. I have a terrible fear, I don't know why, of frogs. And it actually, when I first moved to LA a million years ago, it got me cast by Joe Rogan on this interesting, it was like Fear Factor, but in complete darkness.
Oh my God.
On the Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah.
And like, because I was so terrified of frogs, they kind of like picked on me and then was on that. At this point, I was kind of getting ready for today and realized that I've now made 14 short films.
That's incredible.
Which, is it? Is that the word we're using? Okay, cool.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Like, it is a lot. And they haven't all been mine. You know, like I've been hired on to direct things, but it was like that weird, that's kind of what got me writing these features. Like, we can move on from this chapter soonish.
Yeah.
But it's brought me
I love the short. I
thanks.
always want to be making them for the rest of my life, to be honest. I really love short films. But but they're definitely their own animal, which we'll chat about. And
then another just weird fact is that I have celiac disease and I happen to be allergic to like most food. So sometimes going out with me can be a drag, but like I'll get a martini. It's fine. Everything's fine. So that's just another strange little fact.
Yeah. I love these facts. Oh my God. Cool. Well, I wanted you to just introduce Oh Baby too. Like, how did you get involved in this project? And tell us a little bit about this short before we read the first 5.
Totally. Okay. So Kate Morgan Chadwick is one of my best friends. We met in acting class when I first moved out here. Bonded pretty instantly. If you know Kate, she's just like a very unique, bold person. And the first thing she said to me, it was like, "Oh, I think you're in my life forever." And we just kind of fell in love, and we're acting together. And then I started making short films, and she had like that interest of like, "Oh, well, if you can do this, I can do this." And I'm like, "Yeah, what do you want to do?" And she kind of had a dream about us shooting something and me directing her, and she's like, and I'm fully pregnant, and she was not pregnant yet, so it was this weird like, yes, let's do it, like we can always do the belly thing. She's like, no, like it's, she literally she manifested this in a dream, and then a few weeks later she was pregnant. So then we had this weird deadline of like, deadlines are beautiful and so important in creativity, but when you're like, oh, in 8 months, you're going to be, okay, so we have to like write this thing. So it was kind of incredible though, like,
I don't know if I've told you this before, but I also made a short film with somebody who was pregnant, and we had to finish it before she had the baby, and a very wild story about how she got pregnant and all that stuff. But it's one of my favorite things I've ever made. Like what an honor to be asked by somebody in that position to be like, let's document this in a crazy way.
It was unlike anything I think I'll ever experience again. It was really magical.
Cool. Well, let's read it.
Okay,
let's talk some more about it.
Okay, great. Okay. Alrighty. Oh Baby, and Kate and I wrote this together. Okay. Interior, Jane's place, bathroom. Close up on Jane getting ready, looking into the mirror, putting on lipstick, adjusting her hair, putting on eyeliner. Damn girl, you sexy. She winks, kisses to herself. Jane looks at her phone. Oh shit, we gotta go. Interior upscale restaurant, early evening. Jane is sitting at a table alone. She waits, looking around with anxious energy. A waiter comes up to check on her.
Anything while you wait?
Can I get a virgin sex on the beach with just the teensiest, weensiest little thimbleful of rum?
Sure, anything else?
Enter Ben, charming, funny, and witnesses Jane's conversation with the waiter. He pauses, amused by her. Yeah, some of that guacamole. Extra quick, extra chips, extra guac, and you know that little, that chopped tomato relishy, oh God. Do you know what I'm talking about? Shit, I'm losing my mind. What am I saying? Spicy, but not like, whoa, I'm on fire. It's tomatoes and...
It's salsa. We call it salsa.
Yes, Jesus, thank you. Salsa. 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 Why does that sound so weird?
Doesn't sound weird to me, because it's salsa.
I know. Please fetch me some salsa. The waiter leaves. Ben approaches Jane at the table.
Jane, hi. God, you look...
Amazing. Hello, Ben from Bumble. Jane extends her hands up, not wanting to stand, and they have an awkward hand greeting exchange. Greetings!
Greetings.
I get up, but I'm so comfortable.
No. Yeah, you stay down. Down, girl.
Jane is swooning. Oh, God, he's perfect. Already barking orders at her. She loves it. Waiter comes over with waters and chips, guac, salsa.
Anything for you, sir? Coors, if you have it.
And a whiskey back.
You trying to take advantage of me, man?
I don't know, maybe.
I'll do a whiskey back if you do a whiskey back.
Jane is insanely aroused by his immediate flirtation.
I think she's all set with her, what was it? A thimble full of rum?
Thank you, garçon.
It's down.
Make it 2 whiskey backs. 2 whiskeys on my back, Dan. Ben chuckles, waiter leaves. What?
You're funny.
Funny? Funny how? Like, it's so funny how sexy she is?
Well, we'll see. You're funny, but no, there's nothing funny about how sexy you are.
Ooh, smooth. There's nothing funny about how sexy I am. Well, is that how you get them? Jane takes a drink of water, trying to reciprocate the smooth mood, but spills water all down the front of her dress. Trying to recover. Have you been here before? The chalupas are insane.
Do you maybe want to go dry off? I think you spilled a little.
Nope, I'm good. Feels good. It's pretty hot in here, right? Ben smirks and shrugs. Waiter comes to the table with their drinks. Jane grabs her safe drink, and Ben grabs his beer. She is about to take a sip.
Wait a minute. We got a toast.
Oh, right. Well, here's to.
Here's to blacking out and making babies.
Jane shoves chips in her mouth, laughs nervously.
Joking. I'm joking. I don't want kids. Not today. I mean, not like tonight. No babies.
Fuck the babies. Fuck all the babies. They clink drinks.
No babies.
Montage. Drinks, laughter, connection, establishing chemistry. Insert of beer bottles and water glasses. Interior of the restaurant. A few hours later, Ben and Jane are still having a great time enjoying one another. I gotta go use the loo. Who says that? Me. That's who. Because I'm British, apparently. Ha. Okay, so yeah, I think I'll go do that. Right now.
You go for it, kiddo.
Moment of contemplation and hesitation. Yeah, but if I do, then all of this is gonna go away.
I'm not going anywhere.
You're not?
No, ma'am.
He leans his body over the table and kisses her. It's fucking amazing. Beat. I'm pregnant.
Already?
Jane takes a deep breath and stands up to reveal her beautiful, pregnant belly. She glows, nothing to hide now. Ben is shocked. And I just peed a little. Jane abruptly turns and walks away. Interior of the women's bathroom. Moments later, Jane pees and has a semi-meltdown. Sits on the toilet, leans on the sink, looks in the mirror, talks to the baby, talks to herself, improvised clipped-together shots of this, etc. And Jane abruptly walks back into the restaurant to their table from the bathroom.
Ooh, good cliffhanger to get people to watch it, I feel.
Yeah.
Such a good
planning, good
hook.
planning.
Yeah, such a good hook right at page 5, which I feel like is super like traditional hook 'em before you get out of those first 10 pages and get your inciting incident. And it's so great. It's so fun. And the dialogue is just, it just flows. And yeah, it was a joy to read it because I've seen your short a couple of times. So it's cool to like see it on the page for sure.
It's also interesting to like, we made it so long ago, so it's also interesting to hear. It's weird. I started to sound like Kate because it's so ingrained in my mind, but also how things changed, and those two are so present with each other. So things changed, and I mean, that's just the magic of the trust of the whole process. It was fun to read again.
Yeah, it is. I feel like it's so interesting when you both write and direct something that, like, that person's voice, like it or not, is going to be in your head for the rest of your life.
Oh, yeah.
So you definitely have to fall in love with your actors in some way to be able to achieve that, I think.
Well, and we specifically wrote it for Kate, so her and I improvising at a Starbucks, like, talking through these characters, like, it is so specifically her voice that... Yeah, it's just, I'll hear it forever.
Yeah, it's so fun. So where can people watch it before we even dive into these questions? Because I feel like that was such a good hook to be. Yeah, where can people watch it?
All of my films live on my website, brooketrantor.com. It's on Vimeo and the Great Film Club's YouTube, I think, but definitely on my website.
Okay, cool. So if you find on the internet, Google Oh Baby and Brooke Trantor, and you will find it, which is awesome. Yeah. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the difference between short and feature, and how do you set about tackling a short, especially now that you've done so many, because I feel like that's so many people's gateway into filmmaking too, is like everybody's made a short or is going to make a short or is being told they should make a short for their feature idea too, and people are also very torn on like, should you even have that in your mind going into it, or should you just be working on a standalone and all this stuff? So what are some of your tips and tricks of short filmmaking?
I mean, it is tricky because I think everyone's on their own journey, and that short to feature or short to pilot, like, I think that has even shifted in the last 10 years or so. Like, that was kind of the ticket to that, and now, like, and then everyone starts making shorts, and it's like, okay, it has to now be like this specific genre or this or that. But what I would say is, like, specifically if you're writing a short film, I think more so than like, okay, on page 5, that's where the hook is, or the technicality of it. I mean, someone's probably going to say this is terrible advice, and I'm okay with that. But I think more so than the technicality in a short film, it's gotta be about the emotional journey of the lead. And that's where I write everything from, is emotion. I think being an actor, that's just how I started writing on the page. So for me, like, if that is clear and we see that and we want to go on that journey, whether it's like this or that, you know, like, I think that's the most important part. Then, like, you can sprinkle in the technicalities and such. But I mean, I'm in the process of writing my, I guess, first feature. I have others that are, anyway, like the first big one. So for me, it's like, it's such a concise story, the short film. So it's like, is it about making something because you know it's going to be entertaining for others, or is it like this specific slice of life, this specific short story that is just like on your heart and you're like, you have to make it? I feel like that's like my first shorts were like, I have to say this thing and I can't make a feature right now. I don't know what to do. Okay, I'm gonna write an 8-page like story and put that out there, and it was almost like therapeutic in a way.
Totally.
But I think the journey is different for everyone.
Totally. And like, how do you sustain through a feature, and how do we? I always, like, 2 things I always say to students and to myself is like, why this person on this day? Like, why are we with them, and why are we going to be entertained by them for up to 120 minutes, which is hard to do. And but I think you nailed it. Of like, as long as we care about them or hate them, I always like to say that too, or hate them, then like hopefully we're on board. But
we just have to be invested.
What were some of the challenges of writing and directing someone that you know very well?
I think because it was the first time, I mean, we had created together before and she had been on a few of my sets, but because it was the first time we were truly collaborating, I think this is how I am with most of my friendships, is like just like the most transparent honesty. Like, if I say something that upsets you, vice versa. If you do not agree with something I say, there cannot be, we are serving like a bigger picture here, and our friendship will sustain this no matter what happens. So we just have to be completely honest. So we had moments of like, especially like in a pregnancy, there are emotions that she singularly is going through while I'm trying to care for not only my creative partner, but my best friend. Like, there are different hats we're wearing and all of that too. So I think a lot of it was like honoring this journey she's on as a first-time mother. Like, that's sacred. So I don't want you to be stressed. This should feel good.
Yeah.
Right? So just like always coming back to that and then trying to like make her feel empowered through the logistics of filmmaking, and also knowing when like, okay, maybe she doesn't need to know about this explosion that's happening. But, you know, like I'll tell her when she has to know, but until then, like, let's keep it calm over here for Mama, and like keep her in the zone of Jane, like really in actor mode, so I can hopefully put out these explosions and fires with producers or whoever else is around. But it was a lot. That was interesting. I've worked with friends, but like just like, and like physically, like I just want to make sure you're safe and not stressed, and like it was just something I've never experienced before. I'm sure you had a similar like on yours.
Yeah, I mean, spoiler alert, there's an amazing sex scene in your film, and when I worked with somebody who was very pregnant, there's and I should shout her out, Amy Ferguson is the person who trusted me with her like very personal story that we made into a short film.
Oh, cool.
And we also did a sex scene, and we're also shooting, like, I don't know if you guys had somewhat of a budget, but we were shooting literally no budget. So I was just curious too, like how you approached that scene and what were the challenges of doing a sex scene with somebody so pregnant, like could have the baby really at any second.
Totally.
But yeah.
Totally. Yes, that was a factor. So I do cringe. I mean, we live and we learn. So we wrote this and filmed this in 2019. Like that was a minute ago, right?
Yeah.
And it was, I mean, it's weird to say, and it's not that they did not exist, but it was pre the intimacy coordinator movement, which I am just so supportive of.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I mean, there wasn't a discussion. It just wasn't in the zeitgeist, really. So when we wrote the film together, we also had the actor for Ben in mind, and came to him saying, we're kind of writing this for you. Are you comfortable with this? Now, TJ and Kate have a history. They've known each other for a long time. So they had this intimacy and trust between the two of them that was just like a bond that had already existed. So that gave me confidence in their ability to trust one another. And then I just had to get to know TJ and have him understand like where my background comes from. I come from the improv world. That means that like I embrace like a lot of freedom with actors, but not in a like, do whatever you want. Like that's not what it is for me. For me, it's like being completely honest in the moment and knowing we all have each other's backs. Just like we used to on stage, we're here. So if any point someone needs to stop, I'm not comfortable, you say that. Like that's not a question at all. So we had that conversation, and then that's when we started bringing in like it was a more closed set in that room, but like started bringing Kara, the cinematographer, into that conversation, like explaining how her and I were gonna work together. Oh, because this is the bomb. In the script, that's not a written scene. It says, insert montage sex. Like that's literally all it says. And that was on purpose. We wrote it that way because, Kate just trusted that they would be able to find, I think, the funniest parts of sex with a very pregnant woman in the moment like that. So then again, it was like this very serious conversation about something that was going to be very fun. But like if at any moment anyone is uncomfortable, we stop, we cut. That doesn't matter. Like everyone needs to be safe and feel empowered here. So it was like a dance. Like I was holding, like I held my cinematographer's arm kind of like this. And I was kind of guiding her. And then Kate would have ideas and just kind of stay in it. We were rolling, and so Kate would be like, oh, I have an idea. Can we try this position? I was like, yes. So really just wanted them to kind of feel empowered within that physical comedy, which I think they just like, favorite scene. They knocked it out of the park. So it was hard. It could have been a 30-minute scene. I'm not gonna lie. Like there's a lot of footage from that day. So
it's so funny. People ask me a lot, and I feel very lucky that people even trust me with this question. But they ask me a lot on how do you script a sex scene. I get this question all the time when I'm teaching, which is really interesting. And so then we'll try to read stuff every now and then. I'll show a few scenes that involve intimacy, and then try to see what was on the page. And I feel like like writers are so afraid of it. And you said you literally just wrote insert sex scene.
Yeah.
I recently had a rom-com writer on where she really deeply actually wanted to read sex scenes while she was here, which I thought was awesome because I feel like it doesn't even end up on the page unless you're reading a romance novel.
Right.
In movies, it's so rare, and it is something so delicate to approach. And when students ask me too, they're like, "It's so cringe. It's so cringe." Have you written sex scenes, I guess, beyond this now, and do you have any advice on it? And what are some of your thoughts on actually when you do put it on the page, like how to approach it?
Yeah, I'm in the middle of writing one right now.
Yeah,
for the feature, and that it's also interesting because I am envisioning it in a different way because I will also be starring in it. So it's like
cool.
Also that whole other set of awareness of like stripping yourself away, like, no, it's the character. It's like, no, that's gonna be my body. Okay, well, maybe we don't want to do it. And it's like, no, get out, like, stop it, get out of your own way, like, just like write it. But I mean, to me, it always comes down to, because my point of view tends to come from a comedic side, even if it's like a darker part of life, it's like really embracing the awkwardness for me. Because even in like the hottest, most romantic sex that we can experience, like,
something weird
there are the moments.
Yeah.
And that to me is like, that's the goal.
That's the comedy.
Yeah. So like, as I write them, they tend to be a lot longer because I'm going through every awkward detail, whether it's like based on a past experience or like creating it. Yeah. And then I always have to go back and like shave it off because it's like, okay, that's a lot of awkward. I'm like, and I am a lot of awkward.
So you like to overwrite it and then reapproach it, kind of.
I think I have to. I just have. I mean, you talked about that. There's just so much in here.
Yeah,
like
totally.
I just have to release it and then scale back.
Totally. I feel like this really came across in the first 5 that there's like this very fun, nuanced balance between the comedy and drama in this film, and the moments and what you know you have to say, but like when do you say it? How did you try to get that on the page?
I mean, to talk about like writing shorts and what that process can be, especially in a world that, I mean, I think things are changing, but like be in the box. Or do you do comedy or drama?
Right.
Tell me what you do.
Right.
It's like, okay. I just don't believe in that system at all. So that was really important to Kate and I. It was like this slice of life experience without over-explaining what this person's situation is, because if you watch this short, everyone has like their theory of what she's going through. We don't tell you. Because we wrote a TV show about it, and that's where we want to tell you. But like, it is like there's a lot of open-ended questions, and I think that's a really important part of if there's potential for further material from a short. Like, leave those questions.
Definitely.
Assume your audience is very smart and everyone is going to have a different story based on maybe what they've been through in their life. But the vulnerability for me is so important, and it's kind of why I was like, we do a lot of dramedy, I guess we're calling it now, is because whether it's comedy or drama, like I just don't think one exists without the other.
Totally.
And I mean, we didn't read it, but that when I'm like, please go watch the short. But like, she wakes up the next morning and he's not there, and it's like this very like, oh, sure, he's gone, you know, and then we just stay on her. And it's like, oh, well, again, we don't know her story. Why is she pregnant? Did she get, like, we don't know. But that feeling of, oh, she went through this experience of intimacy and excitement and feeling sexy again and like pleasure. The most pleasure that she probably has in almost 9 months. And then it's stripped away. And then you find out, I mean, I'm like, I feel like I'm telling the whole story, but then he comes back. Everything's fine. She doesn't need him, but he comes back. And I think it is just that, like, oh yeah, we're always constantly riding these waves of emotion. I mean, you and I were talking about that earlier, just like, what is life? It's like, it's all of it. It's all of it.
All the emotions all the time.
So it's weird sometimes to watch people watch this because there is so much humor leading up to this very real moment. And it's like laughter to tears for some people. And it's like, wait, where was that shift coming from? And it's like, that's how it happens in life though, right? We're not like sitting around laughing and being like, and now I'm depressed. It just like kind of comes at us, right? Because we're multitudes.
Definitely. I love it. When I had the opportunity to screen a movie with a pregnant woman who does also get to experience pleasure. women should get to experience pleasure whenever they want.
Shocking. Yeah.
But it made people really mad sometimes. I will say, like, her character, the story, she is with somebody she doesn't trust because they are going through grief. And so she makes some questionable decisions. But I find her incredibly likable, but this is probably like filmmakers needing to be in love with their stars to make a good movie. Sure. But it was shocking to me that people were so mad at her sometimes. And I almost was like, oh, I wonder if she wasn't pregnant, if people would feel the same way. Like, I was wondering if the anger was coming from watching a woman experiencing pleasure that we don't get to see experience pleasure. And I was just curious if you guys ever had any of those reactions, if sometimes, and I know we're not sure if she's drinking or not drinking really too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I was curious if people ever had a visceral, angry reaction to this character.
It's interesting. I'm like thinking of all the film festivals that we went to, and people, filmmakers pull you aside, and I would say no. For the most part, no.
Good.
People were very empowered by it. There was one man.
Yeah.
Shocking, I know. And usually the post-screening conversations were very good. Yeah. Men had a lot of questions. Partners, like husbands, would come up and feel empowered through her story because of what they experienced with their wife or partner when they were pregnant. And I was like, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect it, but that was really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, this particular person like really wanted to start it. And I'm gonna be honest with you, and I know this is harder said than done. I didn't finish the conversation. I walked away. Life is too short, and I'm all for constructive criticism, having deeper conversation of film. I mean, it's art. That's like so important.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and defend women's pleasure with you. It's 2025. Like, I walked away, and I don't think we conversed the rest of the festival. And that's not to say, like, that's a very rare experience, but such an interesting, bold choice to try to do that.
Yeah.
So
it's just crazy that it still brings controversy. I feel like women's pleasure on screen always brings controversy.
Yes.
And I wonder if that's why we're still stuck in this pattern in America where we'll pick violence before we pick pleasure on screen, which is insane. So anyway, I always personally get so excited about movies that do explicitly take time to make sure we're seeing women experience pleasure.
Yeah. It's exciting.
Yeah. I was curious too. I love the reveal so much. There's a couple of just really good reveals in here, but we got to read the reveal of like, I'm pregnant today, like being on essentially a blind date and not wanting to reveal that to the other person. And I was curious if you played with when that reveal was going to come at all, and if you shot it any other ways, or if it was always there and that was always planned and you felt like it was most effective moment.
Yeah, it was always kind of written and planned in that way, like somehow we'll hide it. That also came down to like the dress that she was wearing. It's gorgeous, but the way that it like kind of shaped her body, like you really weren't gonna see it because of this kind of A-line framing, below the breast. So from here up, I mean, like you don't assume anything. It was interesting because through shot listing and going and then scouting the restaurant that we had the honor of shooting in, there were like some rules that I just had to be comfortable breaking. Like we broke the line, we flipped the world to get on the other side of that table. And I think at just a certain point, it's like, yeah, F it. I know the rules. Like I got it. Yep. So this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Because it was just gonna be the only way we could get in and get that intimate kiss before she stands up, before she has that like powerful moment of like, okay, I can do this. But it just took me just like kind of letting go of the reins of a few of those filmmaking roles.
Yeah.
But we always knew it would be like, it was very important that a lot of this was like physical comedy.
Yeah.
And then that she didn't really have to go into details or tell him why, but like,
it's such a fun reveal. I feel like it hits every time that I've seen it with an audience.
Oh, it's like, so fun with an audience.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's so fun. And like having conversations when people see it once and then see it again. And they're like, oh, when in the beginning with the salsa thing, oh, when I was pregnant, I couldn't think of words. And I'm like, awesome. Because not everyone has lived that, but it's cool having that.
It is really cool. Yeah. It is, yeah. So what were some of your ultimate takeaways? And I know you keep dropping that you're working on a feature. I don't know if you can tease it at all, and or if you want to tease where this project is. But I'd love to know all of the above.
Yeah. Well, it's wild because this week, the bebe that's in the tummy of this, Cal will be 6 years old, which is
crazy.
What is time? I don't know. So Kate is an incredible partner and mother and has really been in that world. So we have developed a world around Jane and why she's pregnant, and we have this TV show outlined, and I think it's very, very relatable, especially at this time. And I don't know, we have it, and we're very confident in that, in her journey.
Is the title of that one also Oh Baby?
No.
Okay, can you say the title?
We have a few working ones.
Okay.
Saint Jane was one of them, and that's because a whole other realm of her life that you find out about her occupation and things like that. But very funny, very much this tone, strictly physical comedy with heart. And then and the feature I'm working on. So I've had this idea for several years, and it just kind of kept coming to me in imagery, but I am writing a feature film to shoot in my hometown of Quincy, which if you would have told me that as a teenager, I'd be like, no. But with age comes wisdom and new perspective, and I've just kind of re-fallen in love with where I come from. So I'm calling it my love letter, Garden State meets Cinema Paradiso from my point of view.
Cool.
So in the depths of development and writing right now, and just went back home for 3.5 months to research and reacquaint myself with people there, and the love I'm already receiving for the project is incredible. So who knows what that journey will be, but I'm in it.
Cool.
You just reach a point, right, where you're I don't know if we need to do a 15th short film. Probably not today. I don't think so.
Maybe in the future, but maybe not. Who knows? Who knows?
I love a short, but we could do the thing now. I think. I think we're ready.
Cool. Cool.
So very excited. I think, as you know, and most people know, there are just so many question marks in the industry right now. So. I think if stories are on your heart and there's a fire in your belly with these things you need to say, that's where we're going to be empowered, is lifting one another up through those stories and making sure we can tell them together.
And I feel indie movies are on their way back. We're going to see a lot, and is my hope, and I hope that they all end up somewhere we can watch them. If they're all on Tubi, I'll be there. Wherever they end up. Yeah.
Still going to the theaters.
Yes.
Let's be clear.
There too.
Yes. Absolutely.
Cool. Thank you so much, Brooke. Thanks for telling us about Oh Baby today.
Thanks for having me. So much fun.
Yeah. Thanks for watching First Five.